we do not want our allies to be weak, because that makes us weaker. We want allies who can defend themselves so that no adversary will ever be tempted to test our collective strength. This is why we do not want our allies to be shackled by guilt and shame. We want allies who are proud of their culture and of their heritage, who understand that we are heirs to the same great and noble civilization, and who together with us are willing and able to defend it. We in America have no interest in being polite and orderly caretakers of the West's managed decline.
Polite and orderly caretakers of the West's managed decline. That's a good line right there. Matt Schlapp, Jack Posobiec with us tonight. Good to see you guys. Jack, we're seeing this same messaging from the administration when they go overseas, humiliating these people for destroying their own countries out of guilt. And it's such an important message to send.
Well, Rob, what they've done in these countries is nothing short of horrifying. We just saw in France the horrible murder of a French nationalist named Quentin at the hands of Antifa while just standing up for his Catholic religion, while standing up for his country. This is the type of force that led to the birth of MAGA in 2016, 10 years plus in the making, because President Trump understood that this project of the globalists to erase national borders and national identity was actually an imposition on all of us, and it was false from the very start.
That's such a good point. Matt, of course, Gavin Newsom had to show up for this. Take a listen.
Trump is temporary. It's important to understand that. He'll be measured in a matter of years, not decades. If he were a younger man, I wouldn't necessarily say that. No question. He would seek a third term. Unquestionable in my mind. I don't say that lightly. I can back that up. But his time of life, not his state of mind, make this a temporary moment.
Matt, Newsom claimed at one point that Trump struggles to stand up to character and conviction, insinuating that those are qualities that Gavin Newsom possesses, which I think was the funniest part of his speech.
Oh, my gosh. Well, let me just say this. We all know this, but President Trump is a transformational leader. How do I know that? Because he starts talking about some concept that then the corporate news media says is crazy, insane. And the next thing you know, the Americans have adopted it. And this idea that you should control your borders and you should only have legal-based immigration and you should have voter ID and you should only have legal-based voting has not only transformed the spirit of America, where we're finally realizing it's okay to love your country and be patriotic and stand up for its founding values, it has started a brush fire throughout Europe. Now, I do think Western Europe is on its last gasps, and hopefully they can turn it around, but it might be too late. The heart of Europe is in Central and Eastern Europe, where it's not too late to change. They have protected their borders. They do love their Christian principles. They do believe that the family is what the foundation of society and civilization is all about. It is not too late for those countries. And you know what, Rob, what's interesting, and Jack knows this because we travel together a lot, Trump is very popular in those states. So I have a news for in those countries. So I have news for Gavin Newsom. No matter what happens with Donald Trump in his age and his life, his policies are changing the world.
Yeah, they are. And it's saving the world, honestly. We needed somebody to stand up and say that we're not going to let this happen. And no other Republican was really willing to do that, to take on the fight that's been so integral. That's why I think it's so interesting when they talk foreign policy. I love it when Trump speaks of the UN and just decimates them, because nobody else had the stones to do any of this. You know, we were just letting them pull us towards self-destruction, and we were just kind of going along for the ride and taking small victories when we could get them. And Jack, AOC was there as well, and I was trying to count how many dumb moments one politician can have at one event. She claimed Venezuela is south of the equator. She claimed Rubio is a fool for claiming that cowboys, the beginnings of cowboys came from Spain, which is true, as horses were brought to the West and to Mexico by the Spanish. She had that horrific answer on Taiwan that we played. She's trying to pretend that she's this intelligent globalist in a business suit, and that's just not her lane at all.
You know, I thought her performance was phenomenal. I certainly would encourage Nancy Pelosi and all the Democrats, Alex Soros, give her all the money. Please, please nominate AOC for the 2028 Democrat nomination. She certainly got my endorsement from that side after that command performance. I can't wait to see her on the debate stage come a general election in 2028.
Yeah, Matt, final thoughts on it was quite an event, but I think AOC might have done the worst.
Yeah, you know, they said Kamala Harris was guilty of word salad. I don't even know. I think that's an insult to salads. I don't. She's not even on the menu with this one, and it's kind of sad because where's the intellectual heft of the Marxist movement? I guess now they're just about brute force and taking all your freedom and your money.
Yeah. That's well said. Good stuff, guys. Matt Schlapp, Jack Posobiec, good to see you guys.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Jack.
You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt tonight on Newsmax.